Welcome back. All right, it's time to get into episode 3. We're just getting into the things of the things because the Blaze have checked us into the Hotel of Horrors, giving us a cute little setup for what's to come. As the ghoulies come into the workroom, everyone notes how Anna is too shy or quiet. And to kind of get her out of that, they have like this group scream, and then Cynthia Doll just pops in as Cynthia Doll does with a whistle note to end all whistle notes for a scream, which was iconic.
Sure.
The cameraman that got her in the bag while she was doing all that deserves an award. Uh,
That is my mother.
that's
Mother.
and then as Cynthia comes in, she gives an what I call an Oscar-winning monologue.
Oh,
And
she
stepping
did.
up and showing out and stepping up and not taking a single moment for granted in this competition, which is very valid. And the reason why we say this later is going to make all the more sense. How did we feel upon Cynthia's return and what she had to say in regard to to her fellow competitors with what she had to experience?
She was right.
To fair.
Yeah.
She spoke facts, and like maybe the energy was a little like overproduced because like she knew she had to make it a moment, but like I don't care. I was living for it.
I
It's like what
mean,
I expect from Cynthia.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, like she's
Like she's not
definitely
dumb.
more over the top, and she returns and she's like, "Oh, guys, we're in a competition." Like,
You
it's like love that for you, Cynthia.
have to show what you're here to do.
We have to like present looks,
Don't take any moment for granted.
mama.
You never know when your time will be up.
Some of them do.
Oh,
That's okay,
hey,
Hannah.
JK.
Oh, not too much. Um, Speaking of, we get the challenge issued, and they are to give ghost-inspired looks that are connected to the hotel theme and their drag, and give a lip sync performance to At the Devil's Ball from 1913. So this is our very first performance challenge in a performance competition. Um, how did we feel knowing that this was going to be the first um going to be the first performance challenge of the season, and who did we have any inklings on who would serve and who wouldn't? Mac, I see your hand is raised.
I feel like this challenge was a test for one king in particular, the ghost Jarvis. This is a ghost challenge. Like, if this is very Derek Barry doing Britney, and it's like for Snatch Game. Like,
And
just
failed.
spoiler alert, and kind of flopped, which is like, girl, that's your thing. You just have to literally be your character. That's all they
Right.
want.
It was definitely Jarvis's challenge to lose.
And did.
The way they
And
panned into Jarvis so much.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm always excited to see, like, in the early seasons we would get like, this is a witch look, this is a vampire look, this is a ghost look. But now I'm liking that they're like, this is a ghost look, but at a certain location or a spin on it. And that's what I like to see. Let's evolve. Like, the audience is evolving, drag is evolving, Dragula is evolving, the challenges are now evolving as well, at evolving, not involving the, but oopsies. But I'm liking what I'm saying for sure.
We're getting a little more conceptual, which is
hmm,
nice.
All right. So the Fright Feet is a game of chance for that ever so lucky key to life and death. To where they could save themselves from elimination or extermination, save someone else from extermination, or put someone in the bottom to go to extermination, no matter how well they did. Now,
And
I know Miss Morgan is here for the drama, and I was kind of here for this too, because to whoever got it was going to be very telling. Um, Now, Jarvis ends up winning the key to life and death. When that key reached Jarvis's hands, what were we all thinking in that sense?
I was thinking this was a boring way to give it out.
I'm trying to think of like what the youth say, like when something's true. Oh, period.
So
Literally.
fair.
I was thinking like this is who got it.
Right.
I
Like,
mean,
I love Jarvis, but I think of all the people that could have gotten it, I think Jarvis was one of the people who I assumed was just gonna not really think about it all too much and save himself and whatever. Like, I didn't think there was gonna be any serious like drama happening after Jarvis got it.
also,
Mhm.
if you're gonna like, I'm glad that Jarvis ended up using it on someone else, but you can like see the looks before you decide ultimately what you do. If I had the key, I would look at who had the best outfit, and I'll be like, oh, this person might win. You're now on the bottom. Oops, sorry, this is not your time to get a challenge. Like the four of us, we love Survivor, Big Brother. Like we love seeing strategy. Like us
Mhm.
gays, we thrive off that shit. And we love the nasty shit. Like season 4, Miss J. Jolie and Bitty Bitty, like that was such a good fun moment just for the
Right.
storyline and betrayal of it all. But I'm like, yes, Allgotic's been doing well, but I also don't think this was Allgotic's challenge. And maybe putting someone else in the bottom would have been a little more effective. But
And
that's just my opinion.
I also think they gave out the key a little bit too early. I don't think there was enough drama established yet that we could really have a good moment with it, like we had with Jade and Betty.
Right. Like
I
more
don't
people
know.
needed more storylines, and we like there were too many people, too many options. Didn't have a clear rivalry set up yet,
Mhm.
so it's like odds are it's not going to hit as hard,
Right.
and that's exactly what happened.
Right. Because if Jarvis gets it, if Rob gets it, if like Blackberry or Anna gets it, like it's not gonna be anything crazy. And then if like Cynthia gets it or Fantasia, they're gonna give it to JK. If JK gets it, they're gonna give it to Cynthia or Fantasia, and it's not gonna be a gag.
Hmm.
I agree. And also shout out to our first ever Dragula exorcister, Miss Coco Kane. She came to give the fright feet, and I put it in quotations because they didn't really have to do anything that outlandish, but she looks stunning.
1
Oh,
million
she
percent.
does.
We also get some well, not necessarily just character development, but we get to look into some insight with Neo in regard to her family life and her
Hmm.
existence as a trans woman when it comes to mitigating that with drag and her family. We see JK opening up to Throb and them having a conversation on JK being more aware of the presence that they give off and how that interprets what their experience will be while they're here. And Jay overall takes that pretty well, but also extends to Throb to say like, hey, if I'm going to do the work to be more aware with how I'm coming off, you need to do the work in not minimizing your accomplishments. Because when we saw Throb win,
Hmm.
it looked like they wanted to shrivel rather than to stand in that accomplishment, like we see them do when it's just them in the confessional being proud of what they do. And I agree with that. Like Throb killed it. And I understand wanting to be humble and modest, but that's the one time where you should not necessarily praise yourself. Yeah, no, fuck that. Praise yourself. Pat yourself on the back. You did a damn good job. And if you don't do it, no one else is going to.
Right. Especially in a competition.
Yes.
And
And
it also can rub your competitors the wrong way too. That
Hmm.
like you're not like okay, then if you weren't grateful to win, we can win then. Like
mhm.
For
And
sure.
in regards to the conversation with between like Neo and Fantasia and
Satana.
Anna, like it's we all feel it to different degrees, and I think I said this when we were doing the live reaction, that like as queer people, I think we all have had a moment like that where we're like, I don't get to be my true self around the people that I love, and that is fucking painful. And especially when it's a cultural thing, and especially when it's as far as your gender identity, like that is it it's hard. It's so fucking hard. And like just knowing that you have people who have similar experiences to you and who are on your side and
Hmm.
will love you unconditionally, like we need that as queer people.
We do.
Yeah, a million
Absolutely.
percent.
mhm. That
Like,
chosen family hits strong.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I'm a little gay from New Zealand. Like, and I get to be a part of this amazing chosen family with like such amazing friends from literally across the world, which is amazing. And that's why I think things like Pride Month and Pride parades are really important, even though people are like, why? Like, no, it's not for you, and that's okay. But like for us, it is. It's
Hmm.
community and it's important.
Alexa, play Chosen Family by Rina Sawayama and Elton John.
I knew you were gonna say that. Um, but with that
That is a
being,
great song. I like it.
oh, it so is. And now we are going to get into the floor show. And as always, we're gonna look at mothers' outfits first.
Oh, play.
I think it's hilarious that Drax said that she fucking hated the hat, that she did not like the outfit.
I've come around on the outfit. I like it now.
Don't lie.
No, I'm not lying. I like that the hats are like a powder puff. I like that it's like a ghoulishly green.
Did I
And,
lie?
like, does the concept hit for me? No, but I do like it.
Hmm.
I think it's out of the box and kind of, you know what? Let me read them just once, just once, and we can move on. They wanted to read Onyx for not being on brand. This is not on brand for y'all. Clock that tea.
Period. Our guest judges were Tanana Reeve Dew and Landon Sider comes back as a recurring judge. Lovely to see Tanana Reeve. I know she was, from what I remember, she was in season 3 and 4, or just one or the other. It was lovely to see her. She always gives really constructive criticism, from what I remember.
Hmm. Very technical.
Very technical. All right, without further ado, we get into the looks, and the first look to start out the night was Throb Zombie.
The Rob Zombie.
And
Here we
listen, what a
go.
stunning look. I know the Boulets said that they did not get it, but I got like a very like is it H. Holmes? Where
Hmm.
like very serial killer that ran the hotel is outlandish and flavorful, and that ended up being their undoing. Like this is what I got from even as something as structured as this, with like the coat and the suit and like being engaging, but also being engaging enough to have their next victim. They wanted to be the causer of homicide. And I get that. So I don't agree with the Blaze where they said they didn't understand it because I do.
Exactly. I was giving like honestly a little bit of like mafia mob boss for
Mm-hmm.
me, which like I was totally getting like high crime New York City, maybe a little like noir.
Mhm.
Very.
I got it. I got the entire concept, and I'm glad it was getting good critiques still. But like when they said they didn't get it, I was like, okay, maybe take a second longer. Maybe you just didn't get it at first. Maybe reread the lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought this was super well done. It's giving like it very mafia, like t rich tycoon
Hmm.
staying in a hotel, but he's killing bitches on the side. Like I don't know. I was also surprised at that critique from the Boulets.
For me, I love this look. I just think it's a very fun concept. I think by now the audience can kind of like trust Throb that they're gonna deliver
Hmm.
with the concept and the execution. Like the detail on the coat, which has a train to it, having like faces on it is just really, really cool. And just overall, like just every detail's like thought out, and this is one of the better looks of the night for sure.
Agreed.
Hmm.
It's a toot.
Two.
Too, absolutely.
Yeah,
All right, next we're going to move on to Blackberry.
this is Blackberry.
What did she call me?
Oh, not this. Um,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but like I get the concept. It's nice. Do I think it's better than some? Borderline. But I do understand like the overall look of, the one that's selling all the cigarettes to the hotel patrons
Like she's a little
worked
concierge lady. Like
right, like she works the 9 to 5. She's like it's a solid look for me. And it is overall cohesive and it makes a lot of sense to the theme. So my hat's off to her, even though her hat stayed on.
and like I want to say this like she looks sexy. Like
She
this
does.
Hmm.
the legs, mama. Like I think this is like I think the basket that she has like if we're gonna read JK for being hodgepodge, I'm gonna read Blackberry for this being
Hmm.
cardboard with some bad paint on the front. Like it's that doesn't really work for me. But I don't mind the concept. I like that like the cigarettes the like the burns and stuff on her face and like da 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 da. I think it's cute. And I think she looks great. I love the hair.
I like this, but it's fine.
It's fine.
You know,
Yeah,
these are
it's definitely just
concepts.
okay.
These are concept, and it may not be the most amazingly executed, but like we get it, we understand it. Yeah, it's cool. Um,
Hmm.
And we
safe.
also we get the gag of that cigarettes are called fags and da 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 da. Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Hardy har har.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like we know.
Or
We know.
hardly hard no. Um,
Oh,
so
Yeah.
up next we have Miss Anaphylactic.
Anaphylactic. Give me one moment. Just gonna
Yeah,
pull her
it
out.
was a soft toot, by the way, for
Oh, it
Blackberry.
was a soft too. Yes.
yeah, it's a
Yes.
cute.
Oh,
Miss Anaphylactic.
Now I was here for this. I was here for this. This gives Although I kind of wish there was more blood. The to where it doesn't logistically make sense for me is if Eva can get red for her tights for her hospital look, Miss Anaphylactic can get red for blood being nowhere else on the body for it to make sense to come down here.
Mhm.
Like the look is clean, the look is together, it's very spectral. Like I get that maybe she was like either the mistress or like quite literally, even though I don't think she's trying to give the Countess like down down. Like I could see that kind of storyline for her as well.
Well, yeah,
Hmm.
she's giving like the lady that lives in the penthouse of the hotel.
Hmm.
She came home and found her husband with another woman, and it just drove her mad, and she took her own life. But like, I don't know, it could have been upped a little bit more. I wasn't super mad at there not being like as much blood because you have like the blood at the bottom of the gown. You can't really see it in this picture, but she has the rhinestone exit wound
Hmm.
Mhm.
from the
Yeah.
bullet, and I thought it was cute. Like I was with Anna on this. I think this was my favorite look that we've seen from Anna as of yet.
Hmm. See, I am mad about the blood, and I'll explain why. Anna's looks so far have been so very much like polished and precise and like clean. And like this is Dragula. I need you to give me some filth. I need you to give me like a little grunge. Give me a little grunge because you're giving like pageantry realness for most of your looks where like everything has to be so put together and nothing out of order. Like loosen up a little bit.
Like be a little punk.
Yeah,
I
like fucking pour some blood all over your face.
Or like
honestly,
make that exit wound so fucking nasty and gory and rotted. It was just this like cute little
Yeah.
rhinestone exit wound.
Imagine it's actually like matted. Her hair is like matted in the back, and like there's like a piece of her brain like falling out or
yeah.
some
Yeah,
shit. Like,
very that. Like it could have been that, and it just wasn't.
Yeah.
Like honestly, Morgan said loosen up. I'm like, yeah, maybe she shot herself and then fell down like every flight of stairs. Like
right.
just have like broken bones and like little dirt bits and I don't know, like
It's too pretty.
yeah,
It's too pretty.
for sure.
But
Um
on that note, it's pretty. I don't
Yeah,
dislike
but on that note, it is pretty. So it's
But she's
fucking it's fucking
beautiful.
beautiful.
it. Like it's for me, it's a two.
It's a two.
mhm.
Hmm.
It's yeah, I agree. It's a two. It's like a safe toot, like very
And I get the concept.
for me kind of either on par with Blackberry or like maybe one above on the ranking.
And it was giving Haunted Hotel. Like that red for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't know about if it like read haunted hotel per se. Like I
Uh,
feel like you could relate it to just like
yeah,
haunted manor or like
that's
Yeah.
fair. Like I got the story she was going for, I guess is
yeah,
more what I mean.
yeah, I get the concept.
All right. Up next, we have JK.
That transition. Look at me
That
go.
transition was so good. I really like this. Like, it's concise. It's good. I love the gag of the brain and being the mini bar and being like the butler that will come and take your bags with and wearing a sensible heel, all while doing it. Like I live for this, and when we get into the performances, you'll see why I tend to favor JK this week. But
Hmm.
so so well done and gives that JK brand of like playful but still hitting the mark of the theme.
Right. It was so good. It was so good. I was so happily surprised that it was
Hmm.
so good. And the performance, like JK has said over and over again, that like the performance is where I shine. And it's like, yep, you're right. You ate that up. Um, but yeah, like Was it still a little clunkier on the edges? Maybe, but the concept of the look is good. The execution for JK was like mind-blowingly better than it had been so far. And the nobody else went that route.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't repeated.
Like,
So it
yeah,
worked.
the critique that I hated the most for JK for this look specifically was that it looked rough around the edges. Because did his other looks suffer from that? Absolutely. I don't think this one did as much. And for
Mhm.
JK, for what we've seen from him, this was really clean, really well put together. And I think like the fabric that he chose was perfect. The idea of him being the little bellhop with the mini bar, so he's got whatever you need in there. It was so good. And I love the brain on his head, but I also love the like sculpted hair that he has.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like for me, I think that JK nailed this on the head, literally with the ding
And the
bell.
ball on the hat. Like, come on.
Yeah. I think that JK's performance was really good. Like this is my favorite JK look so far in the competition.
Not really
Um
close.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Um
Um,
and you know what? I, with so much peace and so much love, I'm not sure if we're ever gonna see JK win another challenge to like work with peace
Period.
and love. But like,
That's so
you
real.
turned it.
I will say, like, uh, I know we've talked about JK's makeup where he does the thing where he paints his face one color, but not the rest of his skin. And I think this is a
This
look
is
where
yes. This is where it
you can't,
works.
Yeah.
it works because you can't see any of the rest of his skin. So all he needs to
Exactly.
do is paint his face, and it reads for the entire outfit. It was completely the right color choice. It worked with the outfit. I maybe wish the boots were not that like dark color blue, but
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
I can deal with it.
Yeah. For me, this is a very good toot. Not a shoot, but a very good toot.
Yeah,
Very
this is
high
a
two for me.
solid two.
Yep.
All right. Next we have Miss Cynthia Joel.
Here we are.
I forgot about this.
I didn't necessarily forget about it. It's just nothing else aside from like, oh, this is a clean outfit to me, is what stood out. Like she hits the marks with the ghost and being that bellhop again, taking the mark off on how they serve the hotel. I think we saw something of similar nature literally just come before her, but in a very different style. So to follow that up and then to be like, oh, this is considering they're next to each other floor show wise and just as far as comparison in general, I do think that JK outshined Cynthia in this sense.
Yep.
What
Yeah.
I love about Cynthia is how she plays with proportions.
Hmm.
Like I love the big funky sleeve, the like huge lopsided hat, the bell bottoms. Like that works for me, and it makes it more than like just a regular bellhop. Um, but other than that, it's just a bellhop.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Fine.
it's it I think my biggest issue with Cynthia, and I have said this in the past, but I think Cynthia is able to like get the concept, but isn't able to bring it to like the next level, which I think that some of these other competitors can. And I think that reason alone is going to be the reason why she will not make it to the final three or final four for me. That's my prediction, at least. But like, this is an overall good concept. I like the little details, like the keys, the hat, the big sleeves, like girl got luggage, work. Yeah, it's you did the task.
Yeah. I kind of wish that the bags themselves were like matching more.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree.
Mhm.
Like they kind of stand out as just like old ratty bags. Or like
Hmm.
if she had done something with the bags, like open them
Right.
to reveal
That's exactly what I was going to
some
say. I wish she
spooky
had done something
spookiness.
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. And like I said at the beginning, it was kind of forgettable. It didn't really stand out.
Hmm. Yeah. It's like a soft two, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
soft
did
very
the
too.
task.
soft.
Yeah.
Very soft.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a soft two.
All right, up next, giving Miss Boop realness is Miss Fantasia Royale Gaga.
Mother. Oh,
Yep,
sorry.
my
Failed.
Uh,
mother.
I definitely love this like pin-uppy showgirl reference with I felt like she was giving Betty Boop with the hair as well. Like
Mhm.
very, very, very clean as well. And then bringing in with um the kind of microphone attachment to like how she departed and became a part of the hotel was nice. I think this is I like the fact that the corset is at least done up. It's not just a corset. But with that being said, with the other looks, it's just a corset.
It's just a corset. Like, is it a cute corset? Yeah,
Yes,
but
but
it's
it's a
just a
corset.
corset. And like the little garter with the heart on it is cute. She looks fucking fantastic. Like it's very clean, it's very well done. You know exactly what she is. You understand how she fits into the hotel. But like I think the Boulets were exactly right in like when they like stopped her this episode and they were like, we want to critique you because you haven't gotten one yet. And they were like, just step out of your comfort zone, give us more. That's exactly what I want to see from Fantasia because I think this was good. I think uh it hit the mark and it was clean, but it could have been so much more. And I wish we could just have seen a little bit more. But it like mother.
yeah. I mean, it like first of all, Fantasia looks amazing. When does Fantasia not? Maybe the last episode, but like it's okay. It's okay. Um, like, is it more on the safe, predictable side? Yes. Um, I kind of wish that we had like like whatever's around her neck, make it like droop down a little bit more because it's especially just from this angle alone. We have like the big hoop earrings, and then we have like something that we can't really see, and I wish we kind of got to bring it down slightly just to show that off more. That she's got nails, so she's doing drag. I like to see that. And it's it's
Like
Fantasia.
she could have been like completely tied up within the microphone cord, but it's just around her neck and it's hanging down and so you can miss it almost.
Yeah, like honestly, like make it so long that it like wraps around one leg and then like one arm. Maybe
Mhm.
the cord goes up and down through the boobs and like around her neck, and I don't know, just make like you could do something with that, and I think that would elevate it a little bit more. And
Mhm.
I'm glad that, like Mikey said, that she got the critique of you're in your little box, we want you to go out of it, give us more, like, you know. And yeah, I I think I think Fantasia was getting kind of to a point of like you're either going to sink or swim, personally.
Mhm.
Uh,
I like the
It's a
microphone
two.
cord idea of like maybe making the outfit revolve around that more. Maybe the
Mm,
whole outfit is literally just the cord wrapped around you,
Mhm.
and like cinching you in the middle. Like that would be kind of kind. Or
oh
even
yeah.
like a Rebel Heart Madonna cover
Yeah.
vibe.
mm-hmm.
Like it was just fine. I
Yeah.
definitely think she needed a little bit of a wake up call.
She did. And I'm
Agreed.
happy she got it. I'm happy the Boulets kind of like broke the method of the critiques for a second and gave her and Jarvis the critiques because they needed it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I give
It
it a
helped one of them.
very soft toot. Very soft.
Yeah.
I
It's
agree.
two. She looks
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal, but give me more, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soft too.
All right, up next to the stage is Orc Goddess.
Or got it, just gotta find the thing is the say. There we go.
Yes.
Look at me work.
Um,
Now, um, Orc is so like has such a fun, weird mind to be able to put together something like this
mhm.
with this like funky metal contraption and this little dude on his head that's like ratatouilleing him and like but the only thing that like even remotely says hotel to me is the jacket, but it's just
The
a
jacket.
suit jacket with the weird black train. I don't know. It like it's cool, but I said this about his outfit last week. He's gonna get a theme where like later in the competition, there's not gonna be as much wiggle room, and he is going to not hit the challenge and go home.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen for him, but like I almost thought even if something hadn't happened a little bit later, I thought he might have been in the bottom for this because it just wasn't giving hotel.
Like I'm trying to look at it. I'm like, I don't know if they're giving like a waiter, a maitre d,
Or like, right, a maitre
or
d or something.
and anything of that nature. I'm like, okay, but then you lose me with the rest of the outfit to where like,
I
listen, I'm an orcotic stan. I like seeing drag through their lens. I did not like this.
I kind of wish that Ulgotics like the prosthetic or like the thing that they use to for their face. I wish they kind of took more of like the wallpaper from The Shining, like the hexagons,
Mm-hmm.
and because it could have been like they came to life out of the hotel, and you have this weird little thing. I don't know what the hell that is, but I think it'd be cool if like that was like it is controlling all gothic, but I feel like if you took kind of that shining route, it would have nailed more of the hotel and horror. And it's very like that's a very famous horror hotel movie. And I think that might have been a little more successful, just tie it in a little bit more. But it's I like the concept, but hotel, I don't know. I'm not really sure whether this would be like bottom two, bottom three, or like one of the safes, like right next to the bottom group for me. But yeah, it's it's I
Mm.
it's I
I'm gonna come to the defense of the look
okay.
because for me, like, okay, like waist down, there's nothing happening. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't tie into the look whatsoever. It's like a little sarong for some reason with like the boots that you always have.
Hmm.
Whatever. It's nothing. But like I'm feeling the concept of the torso up. Like it's giving concierge, like the keys that are wrapped in the fingers. It's giving
Mm.
like literally the front desk person at a fancy hotel. Um, and I like that it's a little bit like not like almost Cenobite-ish with
Yeah.
the prosthetic and stuff. I do like it. I don't think it was
Mhm.
bottom worthy at all, but it needed a little something to tie it in at the bottom.
Mm.
I am gonna give this a s- I don't know if it's a toot or boot for me. I think a very, very soft toot for
It's a
me.
soft boot for me.
It's giving a soft boot from me.
I
Everyone's been pretty clear overall, so if I have to guess, then you
I
have
I
not done part
think
of your job.
I think for me, and it's like a good thing, but also a bad thing, is that I like to see people push the boundaries, but maybe this was pushed a little too far in the wrong direction to where it's not as easy to see what it is. Like we get little hints and we can guess, but this definitely
Yeah,
doesn't nail us.
I think you definitely have to think more about this one, and you have to like
Mhm.
dissect the little pieces about it. And like even with the keeping with what I was saying with the concierge thing, like the metal framework around Fort Godic's head is giving like the old timey elevator, like crisscross metal. I
Yeah.
don't know if that was intentional or not, but I get how that ties into the concierge thing.
Hmm.
Mhm.
It's a toot for me. I like it. I understand it.
I do just want to say this doesn't have anything to do with Orkgotic's look, but someone mentioned The Shining, and I'm kind of gagged that we didn't see any references to The Shining.
True. No
Yeah,
red
I
rum.
no, like we
Not even like the carpet pattern from the Overlook. Like,
Right. Or
ugh,
like the ugly bathwater lady.
yeah,
I I mean, if I was on the show, I would probably do either a shining route, not like on the head, but at least take inspiration from that so the audience would know, or go a more American Horror Story hotel route. Like
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I'm a gay who loves vampires. Like maybe the Countess, I would show up in a Countess inspired runway for this. But you know, that's just me.
All right. Up next is Morgan's favorite showgirl, Satana.
Oh my God, she's still here.
Okay, can I just want to quickly say, you know, I think Morgan is the number one girl when it comes to reading Satana Fulfilled. And I would say I'm probably number two. But for me, this is probably my favorite look of Satana's overall. I get the concept. I like the feather hairpiece, like the finger waves. I understand what they're trying to go for,
she's
but
giving like the lounge showgirl. I get it, but
yeah. Um, but I also feel like she probably could have went home last episode or the episode before
She should have
that or
already
even
been
episode
gone home.
one. So like
So
I get I like that we get to see at least one decent look from Satana before Satana went home.
and also
But
this is her decent question mark.
I'm throwing the girl a bone.
I'm not. I
I
want
will
my
say
bone back.
Let her stop.
this is a look of Satana's where she doesn't really suffer from the she threw everything on critique. I think like sure there are some pieces that I don't like, but it's not as busy. And
Mhm.
uh, but I feel like sometimes the way Satana accessorizes, she does it to make herself look less put together, like the ripped fishnets and like things being tattered, but it just comes off a little phony. Like it doesn't feel like genuinely distressed. It just feels not well put together. And I don't like this. I don't like the boa because it has a couple of peacock feathers, but like just a couple, and they don't really read. And the rest of it is just an ugly color. It doesn't go with like the bronze color of her dress.
Mhm.
The veil thing is hanging weird, and it is another thing that just makes it look not well put together. I don't like that the feathers up here are white if the boa is not white. Like what if
Yeah.
you're having two feathers, I want them to be the same color. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
I agree, and I feel like if instead of the like beige brownie kind of look, if it was like a dark green, it might have looked a little better. And then like the peacock feathers, I'm sorry, Mrs. Peacock from Clue, like mother, just be her, and you'll probably get by. But
Honestly,
I
that would have been kind of a cunty reference. Like
yeah, like
it's
my
not a
I
hotel,
know
it's
my
like a
references,
mansion,
mother.
but
Yeah, like
Like,
it.
I need us to be so serious for 1 second. If you take the feathered headpiece off, it's not giving showgirl.
yeah,
Where's
It
the
the
showgirl?
outfit, the dress is not giving showgirl at all. The boa and the headpiece are what are giving showgirl to me. And I hate the boa. The headpiece is cute, but it's white. It doesn't go with like it doesn't match the rest of the outfit.
And also, she's done that makeup before. She did that with the fairy
yeah.
thing, the like dripping down. Like
She
it's
got
giving. I
two
didn't
looks.
care.
She got two looks. She got the drip, and then she got the different graphic eyeliner, like different ones for each eye.
Yeah, I do want to say I feel a little bad for her this episode, just a little. I'm being nice. I'm giving her one singular bone.
Leeway.
Um, literally. Um, because she was confident in her skills of performing, and then they did read her that it was boring and forgettable, and it like broke her a little bit. Like I
Yeah.
understand, like already feeling like shit, and then being like, and the one thing you thought you were good at, fuck your drag. Um, which I could understand would suck, but also like do better maybe.
Oh,
Like better, and also you came here to expressly to be judged by these people.
Exactly.
So like if they're not feeling you, they're not feeling you, and it doesn't make you a bad performer. It just means this performance wasn't good. Sorry,
mhm.
Or
girl.
like the vibes not being picked up by your audience. Like it
Yeah.
happens. And it
There's
was
not
getting
really.
boring.
I mean, there's not really much for me to say that hasn't already been said.
I
So,
I like that in the performance she laid on the ground. Like she was kind of giving some.
Girl.
I like
I,
that she
I could
was on the
see that she
ground.
was trying hard.
Yeah.
It just sucks that that was her trying hard.
Hmm.
boo.
Well, better luck next time. Boo.
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 All right, next to the stage we have Jarvis Hammer.
Jarvis Hammer. Let me try to find Jarvis Hammer. Give me a second, y'all. Do, 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 do,
It's the ghost.
The ghost
Which
with
time?
not really the most.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's giving traveler, like an actual guest of the hotel who ended up just dying off there, is what I
Mhm.
presume this to be, or a
I
traveling salesman.
just noticed something that the stickers on the luggage that Jarvis has, like we have Amityville, Queen Mary, Alcatraz, Stanley Hotel, and Bates Motel, Death Valley, which like I like those details, and I overall really like this look, and I do think it belongs. And I genuinely thought Jarvis would be in, if not the top, then like right under. But the performance that we were shown, and as Jarvis was being critiqued, was kind of like a, ooh, sorry, sorry,
I
team.
think I think if Jarvis's performance was better, he would have been in the top because I think this is a cool look.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And I think it's serving hotel. It's serving like I love the wire top hat, but the performance just he obviously there were some things that happened that like the hat falling, the key breaking. Obviously, you can't always control those things, and it sucks when they happen. But he totally got into his head about it, and he didn't know
Mhm.
how to recover. And so it just all kind of the whole performance ended up falling flat, unfortunately.
It's really more of the same for Jarvis, like the high expectations that just don't get met. And I
yeah.
think Jarvis also did that to himself of like building up this narrative of like, oh, I'm about to crush this. This is my challenge. Like, I'm so excited to do this. Everything has to be exactly perfect. And that's where you lose it because it's a performance based challenge. And sometimes things just like don't fall where you need them to fall. And you have to be able to like sidestep and work around things as a performer. And because Jarvis had already had this like very detailed, thought out plan of how it exactly had to go, as soon as something came up as a roadblock, it was just like an automatic, we're out. Like
Yeah.
I'm mentally checked out. Oh, another thing messed up. Oh, like you can see it on my face now that like I'm over it. It just sucks.
Honestly, I feel like Jarvis in this photo is giving like queer coded Disney villain,
Really?
like very like um the doctor, the voodoo doctor from
Oh,
Princess
from
and the
Princess and
Frog
the
Oh,
Frog.
meets
Dr.
Yeah.
Hades,
Facilier.
kind of vibe, like a
Okay.
Yes.
fun, campy, like ooh, ghost hotel. But like, I don't know. I think Jarvis, it's kind of shocking. Like in the promo, we get ghosts and we get performance. Like this challenge was, I think, designed for the old ghosts who's good at performance to get their win. But because their perfectionist side kind of like things were going wrong, get in their head, it it's really unfortunate, kind of like sad to see, because I personally had high hopes for Jarvis, and I know that quite a few of you did as well for Jarvis Hammer.
I think we all had Jarvis like in our top contenders.
Yeah,
At the
literally.
beginning, very much that, but I think
Yeah.
Jarvis just is another person who suffers from the not being able to take their own aesthetic out of it enough.
Hmm.
And so it like the looks are too similar to the point where they all feel the same. They're not the same look, but they feel the same. And so it makes each one less and less impactful.
Yeah.
Right.
and I definitely feel like this was, like I said with Fantasia, a single swim moment. I think this in particular was a single swim moment. I think like if Jarvis pulled it out of the bag, I they might have been like maybe Jarvis is like here for the crown or at least like to make finale. But I think the moment that Jarvis was kind of flopping in this performance wise, I think that was the belays being like, I Jarvis isn't gonna go all the way
Mm-hmm.
for me. But in all saying that, I give this look a 2.
I give it a
It's
2.
It's a 2 for me.
All right, and last but certainly not least is Miss Neo Hoodoo X.
Neo.
She's
Oh,
on the
Right next
bottom.
to Orc.
oh, oh. Look. No, we've not. I lied.
No, she's the
Okay,
last one.
mother.
Mother.
My God.
I feel like this is what Anna thought she was serving.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like
Honestly,
this is the amount of blood we needed to see on Anna.
right.
Exactly.
This eye pentagram that she's got is the amount of gore we needed to see. The like bloody crash through of this mirror picture frame. Like this is gorgeous.
I like I love every single like detail. I think if you want to take it like that one tiny bit extra, like one extra detail, maybe if you're able to add like shards of fake broken glass and stuck it to the mirror itself and maybe had a couple like pieces on Neo's face, I think that
Mm-hmm.
would have sold that a little bit more because I know that the judges were like, what exactly is this concept? We do get its hotel, but like what exactly is that? And I think you know,
I
this
don't
is
know
what I'm
if it really gives hotel.
It doesn't. And
It
that's
like
okay.
to kind of the same effect as Anna. Like
Mhm.
it would it gives hotel just as much as it gives like haunted manor.
Right.
touche.
I would like to look more if like so the pentagram like over the eye thing. I'm not it's not tying in to the look as a
Yeah.
concept for me.
Yeah.
I would like it more if it was like very clearly a mirror that was smashed through, and then you
Mm-hmm.
had like some prosthetic glass pieces, like you said, and then if the knife was just like a shard of the glass,
Oh
Mhm.
I would like
yes.
that more.
Or
Then I would like it, and it could also be like a take on like vanity
yeah.
and like an obsessed guest that like just wanted to be the most beautiful guest at the hotel or something. Like,
I think if you wanted to like still keep the knife, take off the blade and make the blade like look like glass. I
hmm
think that would have also been like a really interesting idea. Like I agree with you, Morgan. The pentagram, it's I don't know why it's there. I don't think it's needed.
hmm
Um, I think the shard prosthetic on like the eye and then maybe the like mirror or shard glass knife would have been just tens. This is a
right.
9.5 for me.
I'm
For
gonna
me.
say it again. I wouldn't put this in the top. I think they have been favoring Neo because it's such a good look for a couple of weeks now. Um, I love the look. The look itself is like miles beyond most of the other girls in concept and in like creativity and amount of work put into it and whatnot. But it's not hitting the nail on the head for me when I look at like what it's supposed to be representing. Like it's like a bride. That's not
Mhm.
giving hotel for me straight away.
And I think at least from what they said in their critiques, like I think Neo was mostly in the top because of her performance, because
Hmm.
she did a really good job and she was a new performer.
Right.
So like I think they wanted to give her critiques on that. And it again, I think that she didn't hit the theme is the reason for now a second week in a row that she didn't win. Because if
Mhm.
it had hit the theme, this would have been really successful. She looks fucking great, but
Hmm.
it's
I
just
yeah.
hotel.
Like I think like in the performance there's like this little like bend that she does where she contorts her body a bit, which I just find like it's it's like creepy but also elegant. And I think that's exactly like what you needed. And I am happy with the performance that Neo gave.
Hmm.
And I don't think Neo should have won, but for me, I do think that the look, although it's not on the head hotel, I do think the performance and the look and how like polished and creepy it is. For me, I do think it should be in the top, just not win.
And with
Two.
that, two.
Two.
Oh yeah, it's a two.
All right, and we do get to watch these beautiful performances. I happen to like all of them overall. I know we had a couple of different standards here. We had Miss Cynthia Doll giving the 5, 6, 7, 8. We
Mm.
had Anna and Neo giving the good old Park and Bark. We had JK utilizing the entirety of the stage. Same with Fantasia, who did really well.
And
The
Throb too. Honestly,
throbs, just emotional moment with, like, as a dancer, I love those small little musicality moments that really take you
Mhm.
Hmm.
in. Um, with that being said, the winner of the challenge is JK. And I definitely agree with that, with Throb being a very close fucking second. Very close.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think what pushed it over the edge for JK was that like his outfit in a much clearer, like on the second you see it level, Red Hotel.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think it's what pushed it over the edge for Throb the same way last week. Like his, as soon as you look at it, you saw it and you knew that it was a Garbage Pail Kid. And the other people that were in the top did a great job, but it just wasn't as Garbage Pail Kid. And I think that's exactly what happened between Throb and JK this week. They both did a fucking phenomenal job, but JK just had that little, just fit into the box a little bit more. And I think he absolutely deserved it. I think he did a great job this week.
Agreed.
Agreed. Which leads me to our bottom three. Jarvis, with the key of life and death, chose to send Orc Goddick to
Roll his eyes
the
so hard.
extermination.
What a
Um,
waste.
What
honestly
a waste.
though,
Made no
honestly
Yeah.
though.
impact whatsoever. Like,
Yeah.
And then we also had Anaphylactic and Satana in the bottom three as well. Now, the one thing I want to go over, because I know it's something that we've been chomping at the bit to get to, because this rubbed me the wrong way for sure, is that during the cauldron, Satana just wanted to up and quit and leave because she felt
Like,
embarrassed.
as
girl,
annoying
bye.
as it is, I wish she had because like if that's
Same.
if that's the energy you're gonna bring, you're gonna go home anyway. And so
Exactly. You already expressed you don't want to fucking be here. So bye.
and I appreciate that in the end she stuck with it through the extermination, but I almost think that's it's she probably got convinced to. Like, it's not, I don't think she chose to do that completely on her own accord. And I think if she had completely been given the choice, she would have left. And
Right.
it's just, it's a slap in the face to the Boulets. It's a slap in the face to your other competitors. It's a slap in the face to the people that didn't make it there.
And I'm pretty sure Satana was the only like LA person in competing and like to represent that area. Like that, like season one, it was all people from LA. And I'm like, you're telling me like Van Von Odd quality. We got Van Von Odd quality, but Miss Satana, I'm sorry, you're kind of giving like Pinche on season five.
Somebody lied to her several times and told her that she was fly, hot, and sexy and beautiful.
Woo! Uh, yeah,
Sorry,
I
girl.
was not happy because, like, girl, you already come this far. Yes, feel embarrassed, feel all of those things, but don't fucking quit. Don't go out
Quit.
without unless you kicking and screaming,
Yeah.
or
And if
don't
you're
take
gonna
the
say you're
spot.
gonna quit, then you better walk out the door.
Right,
Right.
like
Mhm.
be just
Like,
You can't walk that back. You already said it. It's on camera, and then you're gonna reiterate it later to everyone
hmm
that you don't want to be there and you just want to go home. And of course, they're all gonna talk, hype you up and stuff. But it's like, if you want to go, then go.
then
Next.
literally.
And with that, we go
You
into
need you need to sorry,
no,
go
go
ahead.
go for it.
I was
No,
I was just gonna say you if you're going into a drag competition, you need to be mentally prepared of you might flop.
yeah,
You honestly might flop. You're not gonna win every single challenge, so don't get your hopes up. You might not win a challenge, but like you need to learn to roll with the punches. If they give you criticism, it's not a personal attack. Apply the criticism. The Boulets want to see you succeed. And I feel like they designed certain challenges to test certain contestants. And whether they sink or swim, I think the Boulets behind the curtain, they're kind of thinking, well, we kind of made this for one person and they kind of flopped. So what is
Mhm.
that telling us if
yeah.
we're comparing to other people?
It's just not a
Right.
good
What I
look.
really like about the Boulets and how they judge is how they will like openly talk about things that happen behind the scenes when they're
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
judging. Like they take everything into account. They're always getting the inside scoop on what you're saying behind closed doors, how you're interacting with the other queens. They're always factoring that stuff in to their decision making. So
Hmm.
that's why it was even more disappointing because I'm sure once they heard that she had even mentioned not wanting to be there anymore, they're like, okay, well then,
Yeah.
Then bye.
bye.
I think at that moment they were like, yeah, I'm sorry. You're if you don't utter those words at all.
Yeah,
And I
if you
think
don't want to be here, then we don't want you here.
and I think that kind of that whole situation kind of compounded onto the key not really
Mm.
being worth it or successful at all. Cause like,
Mhm.
yeah, Orgotic was in the bottom, but like then Satana did all this. There's no way they're gonna send Orgotic home right now over the girl that wants to quit.
And
Yeah.
also, this was like Ortgotic's special nightmare challenge. Like, literally loved doing it. Such a
Hmm.
waste. Such a waste.
Yeah.
Speaking of, the extermination was that they were all pinned and strapped into hotel beds down in the basement while rats flourished all over their bodies. Yeah, orgotic, this is literally just another Tuesday. But the other
Hmm.
girls were just
Literally.
not having it. Um, and ultimately, Satana was the one exterminated in a very, I know we've mentioned The Shining. I think this is the only kind of outward
Yeah,
shining reference
This
that
is
we
where we
got
got
toward
the
the
reference to
end.
the song, and that's what I was very happy about it.
yeah.
And I
We were
remember
very
listening
Um,
to the podcast, and they were very much like, they were like, "Oh, why didn't you go here, Swanee?" They were like, "I literally didn't want to do it because it was fucking stupid. It would have been way too silly."
I mean,
um,
if I was being stripped down by Israel,
Oh my God.
I mean,
Mm.
like I love my partner, probably our number one fan of the pod right now. Hey. Um,
Hi, Jeremy.
but hey, Jeremy. But like I like to window shop and that's okay. And the idea of like the idea of like rats, I don't know. I would either low-key not mind it at all or just completely hate it because I love like ASMR and I also love like tingling
Shut the fuck up.
sensations.
girl,
And low key today, I was at the dentist getting my teeth scraped and I was trying to stay awake because it was low key calming. And I don't know what sick part of my brain enjoyed that. Like, I'm so comfortable right now. Like, I'm
Help
laying
you.
down and like,
I can't
I don't
relate.
know, but like,
Papa.
I don't know. But I, part of me thinks like the rats like crawling wouldn't creep me out. It's the poop. I don't want
No.
rat poop
Yeah,
on my
that's a bit
on
much.
my wig,
Valentino white bag.
on my outfit.
I mean,
No.
On my Valentino white
yeah,
bag.
But for me, I think I could take it on. And I've always wanted someone to have the mindset of just them being like really crazy and just like enjoying sick shit happening to them. And I think that's why I really love Orgotic because like they're having fun. Like this is fun for Orgotic, and that's
right.
this like I don't know. I Orgotic has a very special place in my heart for that reason alone.
I think for me, like the idea of this challenge would creep me out. But then there was something that I said during the live reaction. These are SAG-AFTRA rats. Like these rats are not like any rat that they picked up off the street. Like these are animals that they have rules for how they need to be handled, and they're not going to be diseased. They're not going to be like dirty necessarily. And at that point, they're just pet rats. And sure, there's a lot of them, but I think I could handle it.
I'm sure
Right.
one of the rats probably had their feet painted. Like they're hygienic, mama. It's okay.
Period. And organic was immediately safe, even if before the satanic
Yeah,
thing,
it didn't
whatever.
even matter.
Like once
Yeah.
organic asked for the cheese in the mouth, I was like, it's over. Like this bitch is having fun.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And with that, we are finished recapping our first ever double feature. Don't worry, there will be more. We thank you for watching. Again, like, comment, subscribe, continue to follow us on this Dragula journey, and we'll see you next time. Pleasant dreams, ugly.